In February 2016, Pakistan State Oil and Qatar Gas agreed on a liquefied natural gas deal worth $16 billion at a signing ceremony in Doha. In attendance, then Petroleum Minister Shahid Khaqan Abbasi and Qatar Gas Chairman Saad Sharida, along with then Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif and the Emir of Qatar Sheikh Tamim. Since then, Khaqan Abbasi and former Finance Minister Miftah Ismail have been arrested by the National Accountability Bureau, partly for their role in the deal. NAB's investigation alleges that Abbasi and Ismail misused their authority to award the contract for an LNG terminal to Engro's subsidiary LNG. No, really, that's its name. This has also led to the arrest of the former MD of PSO, Sheikh Imran al-Haq, while former Petroleum Secretary Abid has offered to testify against the accused in the case. But while NAB's investigation is primarily focused on the distribution side of the deal, some also claim the LNG deal did not represent good value for money for Pakistan in the first place. This secretive 15-year deal between the two nations took place despite the Economic Coordination Committee's recommendation in 2012 that the deal be signed after holding international competitive bidding. The PMLN government trumpeted the long-term deal as a success. But any objective assessment of the deal was difficult since the only official copy was heavily redacted. And although PTI had initially promised to publish the deal in full, it too went back on its word and the deal remained redacted. Until now. Soch videos discovered that a simple copy-paste technique reveals the entirety of the document, including key previously redacted clauses. Clauses such as the contract price, 13.37%, the possibility of price review, 10 years, cancellation, if within 6 months of requesting the price review a consensus can't be reached, then either side can cancel the agreement. And also unimportant details like the maximum lay time allowed for the unloading of each LNG vessel shall be 48 hours. Was redacting this really necessary? You too could have gained access to the document simply by going on the PSO website, searching Qatar LNG deal, clicking the top result, and copy-pasting any redacted section into another document. However, that document has now been removed from the PSO website. So, why was this LNG deal so hush-hush? According to a top Pakistani official who spoke to the news, the PTI's change of heart came after a message from Qatar that unilaterally unveiling the deal could result in serious consequences, such as a cancellation of the deal, which could drastically cut electricity production and plunge Pakistan into darkness. Not like that doesn't happen anyway. Now that we have uncovered the confidential clauses of this secret agreement, we can actually begin to analyze whether the agreement is good for Pakistan. The first key issue is that of price. The Auditor General's report on the deal noted that the price negotiated with Qatar was higher than the rates on the open market. However, since the report did not quote any specific rates on the open market, it is unclear how much lower the rates could have been. Business Recorder reported at the time that Italian gas giant Eni had made an offer of 12.29% of Brent crude for 15 years. However, the Pakistani government dismissed Eni's offer, claiming it was technically not compliant, without offering any further details. If Pakistan had taken Eni's offer, we could have potentially saved millions of dollars in LNG imports by now. The second key issue concerns the price review clause. As noted by international experts, price review clauses increasingly play a vital role in LNG agreements. And India successfully utilized price review in 2015 to halve the price it was paying for LNG imports from Qatar. Although proponents of Pakistan's LNG deal note that India is still paying more for its LNG than Pakistan. Pakistan, however, is locked into its negotiated rate for the next 10 years, despite the fact that global LNG spot prices have generally been falling since 2014, although the trend is not consistent. LNG prices are expected to fall even further in the near future due to oversupply, And in ongoing negotiations with Pakistan over a new LNG deal, Qatar has reportedly proposed rates in the region of 11.25 to 11.5% of Brent crude. Whether or not Pakistan could have gotten a better LNG deal is up for debate. That debate, however, cannot be rooted in evidence unless the government is willing to transparently disclose its dealings. When presenting the deal to a Senate committee, PSO claimed that it could not publicly reveal the agreement due to confidentiality clauses. Senators in the committee were allowed to see an unredacted version of the agreement, but not allowed to take a copy home. The PSO's claim of confidentiality was reportedly also used to redact access to the deal to both the Auditor General of Pakistan as well as the Competition Commission of Pakistan. But the agreement's confidentiality clause explicitly states that the deal can be shared with the signatories' shareholders and affiliates, provided that they are not competitors in the LNG market or use the information for a commercial advantage. Since Pakistan's signatory in the deal, PSO, includes both the government of Pakistan as well as the general public in its shareholders, there seems no reason for the agreement to not be at least vetted by the Auditor General, the Competition Commission, as well as the National Assembly. And even though several countries sometimes redact the public versions of their energy deals, there is no precedent for governments refusing to reveal unredacted documents to their own agencies responsible for oversight. Which raises the question, what was there to hide? And who wanted it hidden? Even the government's claim of not being able to share the deal with the public was then contradicted by it granting international publication Bloomberg access to the unredacted document. Why? The government wanted to trumpet the deal's savings, claiming it had successfully played off two firms against each other to reduce the contract price of LNG from 13.9% to 13.37% of Brent crude. So, according to our government, Bloomberg is allowed to see the unredacted deal. But the taxpayers that elected the government and are funding this very deal apparently don't have that right. The Competition Commission of Pakistan's report on the deal noted the harmful effects of this lack of transparency. And principally, in a democratic society, agreements such as these should always be made public to the citizens. With negotiations over a new LNG deal with Qatar now underway, one can hope that the current government heeds the lessons of the past and is transparent in its future dealings. In the meantime, they should at least learn that you can't just use the highlighter tool on Microsoft Office to redact a document.